Brian, tough one out. How tough is this for you?
You know, it's just tough because the way it kind of unfolded. I think we had a 13-point lead with about 9:51 left. I'm not sure how the dynamic of some of the things happened in terms of some of our emotions got a little bit of the best of us at times. And it's not so much that when you lose a game, when you're establishing a culture and you're moving things in a positive direction on a day-to-day, it's hard when you revert to some things that you are trying to change daily. And unfortunately, on game day, that something like this can happen. Now that being said, Coach Irvin does a very good job up at Chicago State. He does, and he's you watch the progression of their team from the beginning of the year till now. They have gotten better, not necessarily wins and loss total, but the way they were playing. When you watch on film, you knew they had some firepower, and they came out and made some shots. They kept. I think they were down, like I said, 13, and they just kind of kept their head to the grindstone and kept going. So.
And they're the kind of team, they hadn't had a lot of success either. Once they got ahead, they seemed to play their best ball, made all 16 free throws the second half. He came back, got it to 5, but they didn't miss enough free throws, or didn't miss any free throws, or make enough turnovers down the stretch so you could turn it around all the way. Yeah,
I mean and there was 2 or 3 times where I think we were about to cut it back down to, it might have been 6 or 7 or even 5, and we miss 2 free throws. And then they go down and make 2 free throws when we actually have a good possession for about 28 seconds, and then foul at the 28. And then a couple possessions later, we do the same thing and foul quite literally on the exact same situation. So that's part of our process, and I have to be able to not be the one to make a mistake, to then learn from it. I have to be, as a member of our team, we have to understand that when Zeke makes a mistake, I don't want to make the same mistake Zeke just made. I don't want Zeke to make it, then Ty make it, then Cam make it. Because then there's 3 mistakes instead of 1.
Yeah, it's tough to sustain things, and then when things unravel, it's tough to put them back together again.
Yeah, it is. It is. I walked into these guys, and obviously I would rather have won the game and had more success in how we played. It doesn't change how I feel about these guys. And that's where this team has to understand. That's not changing. I'm sticking with them. We're establishing a culture. I believe in these guys, this particular team. I believe, obviously, we're establishing a bright future with the way we're doing things on a day-to-day. And when things are tough is when you really have to, as the coach, prove that to them. I'm going to prove that to them through adjustments that we're going to do on a day-to-day, whether it's in practice or some things that we need to get a little better at more consistently. But I'm also going to do that by showing the consistency of my care for them, and that's not changing.
Can you talk about moving forward now with this month? I mean, you got 3 straight road games coming up, and I know kids are going to have finals to go through, so a lot going on.
Yeah, we do. And it's I said it to somebody. I mean, you have our schedule with the returns that we absorbed and some things that we had to do. You go from Texas to San Antonio, back to Edwardsville, back to Pacific, Stockton, drive 9 hours because of the Los Angeles traffic during Thanksgiving, play Riverside, actually played them. Pacific was a rough game. We haven't had an opportunity to have a game and the next day do something normal, like just be there. Like we're usually traveling or getting up at 4 a.m. and now we have 11 days off, which isn't necessarily normal either. And then we have 3 games in a row with very good teams. Northwestern is playing very much better. Winthrop is a very good team, and Detroit is a good team and has a pro potentially. So. That's part of our process, and then you have to go step up in finals. We got a few guys hovering around that, from a C to a B or an A to a B, or B to an A. We got to win those little battles too, and that's part of establishing the culture like I want to. And we will.
Zeke, you had 28 tonight. I think that's obviously your high this year. Is that your career high too in a college game?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is.
Did you feel good about? I mean, even though you guys lost the game, did you feel pretty good about the way you played, at least offensively, or?
No, I just lost myself in the game, and I was just trying to win. I really wasn't. I didn't look up at the score or anything like that. I was just trying to keep the guys in it, keep the team going, and try to win the game. That was my main goal. So yeah.
From your standpoint, a player's standpoint, what do you guys need to do better to be better?
I think we just gotta be tougher. You know, finals coming up. We've been on the road. Who cares? You know, we just gotta accept it. You know, we're here. This is what we do. I know I love it. I still get up in the morning. I still get shots up. We can't fall apart. We still gotta, even after tonight. You know, tomorrow we gotta get in the gym. We still gotta get guys in the gym to get some shots up. And we just gotta move on. We gotta be tougher. We gotta pay attention to detail. Coach drew up the game plan. You know, I wouldn't say it was coaching. He drew up the game plan. We just didn't focus on the game plan. Again, like you were saying, just the mistakes. If one guy makes a mistake, you gotta carry enough to not make the mistake again that someone else just made. And I think that's an important thing to pay attention to. And I think we didn't do that. Chicago State's a good team, and they executed, and we did not, offensively or defensively. You know, they kept doing what was working, and they fell in love with it. And you know, ultimately it beat us in the end. But we'll be back and we'll be good. We'll get back in the gym tomorrow and get after it. That's part of it. It ain't time to feel sorry for ourselves.
Sure.
Yeah.
You said you have to be tougher. Is that mentally or physically or both? What do you have to
Mentally,
be
physically, you just gotta have fun. You know, it's nothing to complain about. There's no reason complaining. You're here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, we work out in the morning. That's a part of it. If you want to be a basketball player, that's a part of it. And I think I'm not saying that we don't have that, but I think that's the culture Coach Barone's trying to establish. I know he's like that, so I'm trying to be like that. And I'm trying to get the rest of the guys to be like that. So that when I say being tougher, it's just not having a care, just going out there and playing as hard as you can for 40 minutes until you can't no more. And I think when we start doing that, we'll start having success.
You think you guys are capable of doing this, right?
Oh, without a doubt. I definitely think we're capable of doing it. I think right now we're just a little bit timid, but I think we'll get there. We're day by day we're getting better and better. So I have all faith in this team. I think as we go on, the next game we'll be ready.
Okay. Brian, we were talking about free throw shooting,
Mhm.
and they shot well, and then you guys are 15 to 28, so they outscore you by 10 at the free throw line and win by 8. And they
Yeah.
didn't miss anything down the stretch either. They didn't leave the door open really for you to steal the win maybe at the end or get back in the game all the way.
No, and it's, you know, you have your best, I would assume it's our best shooting night from three this year in terms of, 12, you know, shooting 50%, but then you shoot 55, 53% from the free throw line. So you're really just kind of taking away a lot of your threes. You're quite literally, you know, you're taking a point away, essentially 13 times. So it kind of negates what you just did, and that's you know, it's I look at it sometimes when things go poorly in a bunch, it shows togetherness as well. Unfortunately, you know, it's a togetherness of lack of success for a little bit, but we missed 2 free throws, and the next guy steps up, and he misses 1, and you know
And they make them all.
yeah, they make them, and that's where, and it's just, you know, it's just college basketball and how it is. Now, I do think our team is together. I think like we are a group of guys that really do genuinely care about each other. There are tears being shared, emotions being shared at a high level with this team, more than I've ever been around. And we have to just translate those emotions into, in that togetherness, into the success and the trust on the court. And that just comes, you know, with continued play. It's obviously nice to do it after a win because, you know, your ears are a little bit more open after you win, and it's not an attack on your character when you're talking about someone's gameplay. But sometimes it sometimes feels like that, and I just want to make sure these guys always know, and I just shared that with them. There's no personal attacks at any point. We got to collectively get better as on the basketball court, and because the off the court and the togetherness is there and it's continued to grow.
Sounds good, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy